Okay, today I'm going to go over what my new instructor said regarding bow hold. So here's your bow, here's the part that is important. And what he said to do is lay it in your palm like this. And you want to put your fingertip here, your thumb temporarily, and then wrap your fingers around. And then once you do so, putting your pinky with a curve just perched on top. And then you have one finger on the eye, one sort of in this U shape, just right over top. And the forefinger is on the rest. Once you do that, you will, let's see if you can see it. You see that groove right there? You're actually going to move your thumb from here to that groove and then flip it over. So this is your bow hold like this. So one more time, you put it in your fingers in a flat palm. You put your thumb here, get your fingers in position like this. And the last step, you tuck your thumb right in that little groove, and then you flip it over. And that pinky likes to go straight, so you have to keep making sure that you get it curved. Okay, now, for the violin, he gave a really good demonstration on how to make sure you have the right violin hold. Now, the violin hold can affect the dull notes, like once you start doing fingered notes, if they don't sound resonant, like the string's not thrumming like, and when you do the bow, it'll vibrate and have a really resonant sound. So, what he said is, do a grip like this, right over the shoulder of the violin, straight down. Here's what it looks like this. Okay, and then what you do is you keep that hold and you bring it up to your shoulder and put it in place. And then all you do is you keep this exactly the same, and you just bring your hand back and then put your fingers down on the string. You're just rotating your hand just a little bit from here to here. And you'll see that your fingers create kind of a diagonal to the strings. So from here to here. It gives you a little bit of a curve here, but generally you want to have it straight. And your thumb actually, the concept is, you don't want to think of your hand as holding the violin. You want to make sure that you can completely hold it like this. Your hand is going to be moving up and down the violin, even up into these notes here. It actually comes around like this. So you don't want to think of your thumb as anything more than a guide to slide along the neck. So I hope that was helpful. It was very helpful to me to see that and practice it. And while you're a beginner, if you practice for a few minutes and then go ahead and redo the hold or redo your bow, it's very helpful to get in the habit of it and just make sure that you're constantly doing good posture, because as we play, we can get more focused on, you know, is our bow straight? Am I fingering the right notes? Am I in the right spot? Am I sharp or flat? So it just helps to take, you know, little breaks, and also to make sure our posture is correct. Now, the issue I was having was when I was doing notes, when I was bowing on them, it sounded very resonant when I was doing the open string, so just bowing upon the string like this. And then the notes, once I got to third and fourth finger, which means moving up the fingerboard, it sounded lifeless and dull and flat. And that has to do partly with your bowing. So I'm just gonna do something real quick here. When you're doing your bowing, if you're not perfectly on pitch, it's gonna sound dull and lifeless, but if you're not too sharp or too flat, it will actually ring the string, it'll vibrate back and forth, and you'll hear much more resonance in the tone. The other thing that's important for a good sound is to have a good bow position and bow arm. So what you want to do is, for E, for instance, he said keep your arm like tucked in, down, and so you see this little bend in your wrist. And then when you go from the E string to the A string, your arm is coming up a little bit, you have a little more room in your elbow, but not much. So here is E, like this. It's just tucked in. And then A, you're gonna come out just a little bit. Your arm is still, it's still dropped down, your elbow. So yeah, he said that was very important, is to keep your elbow down.